Hey guys, thought I'd quick come on and tell you a little update or something that happened today. It freaked me out. So, I usually get up before the kids because I have daycare kids here, and I let them sleep for a while. So I let them sleep for a while before I get them up for school in the morning. And my last daycare kid got here, and I decided, well, right before my last daycare kid got here, I went down to Trevor's room to get him up for school and give him his clothes, but he wasn't in his room, which isn't that uncommon, so I figured he was in Parker's room. Well, then the doorbell rang, so I got the last daycare kid in and got her settled and everything, and then I went to Parker's room to go get the kids up, and Parker had already woke up at this point, and I said, well, did you get Trevor up? And he goes, I don't know where Trevor's at. So I went and looked in Parker's room, and I couldn't find Trevor. So I went back down to Trevor's room and thought, well, maybe he's under his covers, and I just didn't see him. And I didn't see him there. So I went into my room, because sometimes he'll get in there and start watching TV and without me knowing or whatever. And he wasn't in there. I looked out in the backyard. He wasn't there. I looked everywhere. Needless to say, I mean, laundry room, bathrooms. I looked in the fridge, washer and dryer. I mean, I looked everywhere, and I could not find him. And I started panicking, so I called my cousin to come back because I was watching his daughter today. So I called him to come back. I don't even know that I was that clear on the phone because I was that, like, I was in hysterics. So you need to come back. I can't find Trevor. So he came back, and then right after I hung up with him, I called 911. And, like, some time had gone by at this point. And I was screaming and screaming for Trevor, and I was running through the house, Trevor, 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 and I couldn't find him. And I was progressively getting more and more into a panic. So I called 911, and she couldn't understand me hardly at all. And she goes, ma'am, you need to calm down. We can't understand you, ma'am. You need to calm down. I can't understand you. I'm like, I can't calm down. My son's gone. I can't find him. And I mean, I was bawling. I was just hysterical. Well, I don't even know how much time went by. And I was back in Parker's room at this point, sitting on the bed because they were, asking me all sorts of questions. When was the last time you saw him? What was he last wearing? How tall is he? What color hair does he have? His birth date, his age, his weight. Does he have friends he would go to their house? Would his dad have picked him up? Does he have a pool? If you do, did you check it? Did you check your neighbors' pools? All this kind of stuff. And I was running around this frantic. But at this point, I was back in Parker's room, and all of a sudden up popped Trevor's little head, and he was, what's going on, Mom? So he's not supposed to sleep in Parker's room. He's supposed to sleep in his room. And since he knows he's not supposed to sleep in Parker's room, apparently what happened was he waited till me and Chris went to sleep last night. He snuck up into Parker's room, and he took some of the clean folded laundry I had and put it over top of himself and hid under the clean laundry so I couldn't see him. So when I was looking in Parker's room, all I saw was laundry. And I didn't see Trevor, and it freaked me out so bad. But he was fine. He was just sleeping, and he was safe. So the police did end up coming just to make sure everything was okay, which it was. So I just don't ever want to have that feeling ever again. It was the worst feeling of my life, ever, by far, the worst feeling of my life. And I don't know how these parents deal with it when their kids go missing. I just can't imagine. It's just, and I only had to deal with it for a short time, and he was safe in my own house. But anyway, after I settled down and everything, then I started thinking, I'm like, he should have woke up. I was really yelling his name. I was screaming his name. I was hysterically crying in the same room where he was sleeping, and he didn't wake up. So I started talking to him, and over the past, week or so, or 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever, I've noticed that his hearing's been subpar. And he's been misunderstanding words we say and not responding how he used to. So I'm like, well, he really should have woke up from me screaming as much as I was. And a couple years ago, he did have tubes put in his ears for the second time and his adenoids taken out because he has had numerous ruptured eardrums and ear infections up the yin yang. It's a hereditary thing. So I was like, well, maybe he's getting an ear infection again, and we just don't know it. And I asked him, and he said, no, I always have problems hearing. And he told me, like, at school, he gets 15 minutes of free read time, and then after that, the teacher tells him to go do schoolwork. And he says he never hears the teacher tell him to do schoolwork. He just sees all the other kids get up, so he just assumes that he needs to get up and go to his desk and do work. And he says he doesn't really hear her talk much during the day. So, yeah, so I took him to the doctor today just to see if he had an ear infection or something was going on. And he does not have an ear infection, but he did say he has lots of scar tissue on his eardrums from like previous ruptures and surgeries and whatnot. So what he said he wants us to do is go to an audiologist. Now, I've never been to an audiologist. I've taken him to like ENT doctors and stuff like that, and that's where we get referred to when he has really bad ear infections, and then from there he's had surgery. But I've never been to an actual audiologist, so I'm not sure what to expect. I'm guessing it's kind of the same as like when you go to the ENT, they have the booth that you go in and they test his hearing and all that kind of stuff. But we are going to go do that on Friday morning, and I don't know if they're just going to see if he has hearing loss, and if he does, how much or how bad it is. And I guess I'll find out more then. I don't know if it's bad enough for hearing aids or not. I have no idea. This is kind of new to me because I'm used to the ear infection part of it. And being he doesn't have an ear infection, I really have no idea what's going on other than he has scar tissue on his ears. So that's what we're doing, and I will make sure to update you all afterwards. But yeah, it was pretty scary this morning, and I'm just glad he's fine and well and good. So the police made sure to tell him, you know, wherever your mom puts you to sleep, you need to make sure to stay sleeping there and don't sneak anywhere. And then the doctor said the same thing, you know, don't cause your mom a heart attack. You better stay in bed where she puts you. So he's in bed right now, and I think he's going to stay in bed tonight in his own bed, in his own bedroom. So anyway, guys, that's kind of what's going on. Just wanted to update y'all, and hope you guys have a good rest of your week. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.